Hi, everybody. Welcome to RV Glamping Adventures with Neil and Kathy. I'm Neil.
And I'm Kathy. For those that we're doing two things here today. We're doing things different.
Totally different.
We've got a video thing going on because we're going to be posting to YouTube. We'll get into that in a second. But we're recording for our podcast at the same point. We thought it'd be really fun to try something a little different. We've got an okay YouTube presence. Like, we've actually had some of our videos. There's one of Neil where he was backing up for the first time. The RV is at 28,000.
The fifth wheel. I've never done a fifth wheel before at this point, and it took
At that point.
at that point. And how long did it take?
Many
It felt like an hour.
But anyway, that had I think we're at 28,000 views and all that. So we thought, well, let's see who we could reach out and get, that find us, and we can find them on YouTube. But then we're continuing with our podcast that we've been doing for 3 years. We're going on 3 years.
Yay.
And before we get into anything, we have to grovel, I guess, a little bit and explain why our podcasts have been not very regular.
Well, I can say really simply, life has changed quite a bit. We've had a lot of really good things happen. Kathy opened up a shop and now is an artist, and things are going great.
Art.
There's more.
It's everywhere.
We have tons of it.
We
right?
do.
And there's a whole shop full of it too.
Yeah.
So that's
You're hitting the recording thing here, so you gotta be careful. Or it's gonna be This is high tech.
We're very high tech.
Yeah. So we thought, okay, so why we're just really trying to change things up a little bit because we've been so busy getting the podcast. We still have our motto of work hard, play harder. But, it's about prioritizing. It's all good stuff. Neil's practice is good. My shop's been really busy. We're really happy. But it's been really hard to get the podcast done. And then because we've switched our travel schedule, because now we're home more in the summer and doing local stuff, local travel, local RVing, we're going away more in the winter, which I really like.
Well, I do too, but just so everybody catches up with us too, Kathy's shop now is in a great area. There's tons of festivals. It's in a great place that the summers, it's awesome.
It's busy. So
every weekend there's a festival.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tourism. It's a just amazing town.
Yeah.
So now for us to leave that would be, kind of stupid.
Yeah.
So
and the really what I think is good about that is we live in Buffalo, New York, and no, it doesn't snow here all the time. In fact, today it's almost 50 degrees. It's, I think, the 28th of January. It's sunny. We don't even have snow on the ground.
Tomorrow's going to be 20.
It's not, tomorrow will be 20, but today is beautiful.
Today is beautiful.
But, we have beautiful seasons. We get 4 seasons up here, and our summers are really, really wonderful. And that's when we traveled and we've gone away. Mm-hmm. But now because of work, I'm there more, which is fun. But work is really not the word for it. It's fun. I paint all day and I sell art. It's not hard.
If you like what you do,
I love what I do. It
should be fun.
And you love what you do.
Oh, totally.
So we're in a really great space. It's just we've had to kind of reprioritize some things a little bit, but it's been really good. And so now we're trying a whole different thing. And what we're going to talk about today is we got to spend the holidays in the RV down in Florida, which was so fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And honestly, before anything, we haven't even wished everybody Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
My God, we're almost 4 minutes in and we didn't wish them Happy New Year.
I know. We got to just say, a lot of people, we had a kind of a rough year, 2017. I had some health stuff at the beginning of the year. No biggie. It's all taken care of. But there's just a lot of stuff last year, a lot of things going on. And it's funny because I've talked to a lot of other people, and 2017 seemed kind of funky for some people. Mm-hmm. Health, money, just different issues. So. And
on the other hand, for us, it was actually really good because that's the year the year you built your office and your shop and you started doing stuff. I've been busy, so it was a weird year.
Yeah, but I'm over it.
It changed a lot.
Moving on.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us are feeling like, woohoo, 2018. So just want to put out good stuff to everybody for a great year. We got to kick it off in a great place. Our favorite place is Disney. So we got to kick it off in Disney with the whole family. We all got to go down, and we just thought we'd share a little bit of that with you today, and just get people inspired. I know a lot of people have their RVs right now in storage. Ours is too, but I'll tell you what, we're getting through the winter a lot easier doing some RVing. And I know people do some winter RVing, winter camping. That's not something we've ever done, so we've had to make a lot of adjustments, and there was a lot of stuff ups and downs of the travel. Mostly good, but we had some challenges.
Well, this year going down to Florida was a lot different for us.
Yeah.
Because normally when we travel, it's all summer, and we don't have to worry about winterizing or taking care of any of that stuff. So we could just open up, put our crates in our totes and everything, clean it up.
We never did totes before.
Well,
that's a whole thing.
That's a whole other thing. But
as usual.
we could load it up and go. And this year it was a lot different because it was winterized. We had to de-winterize it.
No.
All right, I'm going to tell you the truth now.
We did not winterize.
We did not winterize.
We did not.
Dumbest thing ever.
Let's just start. Okay, this trip was fantastic.
It was great.
We'll just say first and foremost.
That was great.
Just jumping in all over the place. So let's just go linear.
I was trying to start at the beginning.
Okay. But it wasn't true.
I was trying to make us look good. See, we started this whole podcast and a blog and everything so people can learn from our mistakes, and we've made a ton of them. And we made one more that was pretty big.
Yes.
On this one.
But you're worried about us looking good.
Well,
we don't.
No, we didn't. No, not at all.
Go ahead. Tell the truth.
Okay, so this is the truth. So in the last couple of years, it's been November, December, and some of January, we've been in the 50s. So weather-wise.
70s. We had
mild winters. So we thought, you know what? Let's just push it, not winterize, and we'll winterize when we come home from Florida. We were leaving on the 23rd of December. We're like, this should be okay. We'll be fine.
I wasn't saying that.
I said this. I did. So
what did I say?
Go winterize it.
But I was stressing. Yeah, I was like, I just felt like we should have winterized it.
Okay,
and just de-winterize it and go.
But we didn't.
Why? Why didn't we?
Because I didn't want to. So I thought it would be fine. The weather was good.
No, it wasn't.
Lazy. No, it wasn't lazy.
What was it?
Because all I have to do is hook it up and bring it in, and they do it. So
why didn't we do it?
Honestly, I really thought we'd be able to avoid it and then just get down to Florida and it would be fine. And not thinking of cold, having never done this before, it wasn't very smart. So
who was right?
Can I tell the story?
Who was right?
Can I tell the story?
Who was right?
You.
Okay.
So I was going to go ahead and I called them up. We looked at the weather. It was going down to the 20s. So I called them up and I said, we have to do something about this. Colton RV. They went ahead, made an appointment for us. That's our dealership. To have it winterized. When they brought it in, everything was frozen.
In a day.
Like
it went from
it was in
40s,
the 40s,
50s,
mid-40s.
we were okay.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any water in it or anything like that.
Well, we had water in the pipes still.
Yeah, but it was like they weren't blown out, but
Right.
It wasn't like it was full of water, the tanks or anything like that. And I was on you for a week saying, because I was looking at the forecast. Neil, I love you. I do. You're my bestest friend, but you procrastinate.
I do.
And this one, we had to learn big time from our mistakes.
I will never do this again. So they had to bring it in, and because it was so frozen, they had to put it in a bay for 2 days with the heaters on it, and then slowly thaw it out.
Special.
Yeah, we're something. I don't know. It was my fault. So they went ahead. They winterized it, got it ready. We picked it up, and there was a few things that happened. Mostly
$500 later.
The main panel where the water comes in, that cracked.
Like really,
the pipes themselves were pretty good.
We don't like to learn our lessons,
Yeah.
easily.
No.
We need a good price tag to it.
$500.
$500, and it was 100 of it. I know a lot of people winterize it, but for themselves. But for us to have the warranty, they need proof of it, which is kind of an interest. It's kind of a catch.
They're not happy with just blowing out the lines on the warranty. They want you to actually have it with the antifreeze and everything.
No, I know, but it's like a lot of people do it themselves.
Oh yeah.
For the warranty to stick.
Yeah.
But at the same point, somebody's getting some ka-ching out of it.
Sure.
But anyway. So
Either way.
We'll play that game. It's
so
fun.
we, from now on, will always get it winterized.
So that's lesson number 1. I don't care what the weather looks like. In October, when we're kind of done some of our camping, local stuff right now, it's getting winterized. Because honestly, the weather is so crazy, and everybody can agree, whether you believe it, if there's climate change or not, or global warming, whatever you want to call it. Weather's been crazy, people. It's crazy. So sometimes we've had ice storms in the middle of October up here. Other times it's been 70 degrees at Christmas. So bottom line is we just, ka-ching, learn the hard way. I mean, $500 before going on vacation, we don't necessarily have it like that.
October, we will winterize it from now on.
Yeah.
So
even
especially
though we're going,
here.
So we'll just take it in.
So we wound up going down there.
What happened exactly though? It was the panel.
It was the panel where you plug in the pipes and on our Grand Design Solitude. It also
On the outside, right?
On the outside. It's the panel that diverts into the holding tanks and everything from city water, all that. It had a nice crack in it. So they had to order a new part and replace it. Yeah.
Shipping.
Yeah.
Last minute.
It was 2 days shipping.
The week before we were going to Florida.
Yeah, week before that. Yeah. So, anyways, they were wonderful as usual, and they took care of us. And so we spent $500, and then we were away on our trip. Didn't work that way.
Well, so we, like Neil was saying, jumping all over the place before. Lesson number 1, winterize. Lesson number 2, honestly, you guys, this was a huge thank you, shout out to anybody out there that gave us this idea. Totes. And let me tell you why this is new to us. We had a Class A before, and basically there's no storage for totes with 6 people in a Class A, and it doesn't have storage like our fifth wheel now. You guys know we have a fifth wheel. So we just thought, okay, best way to do this. We went and some people giving us some ideas. Was like, all right, what do you guys do for like winter camping and the fifth wheel? Give us some ideas. Totes. I'm like, genius. And like I said, we've used like laundry baskets, and we've used different things to just help us get stuff out there. But it kind of revolutionized how we travel. So we basically bought 8 big totes. I forget how many gallons.
Huge,
like the big ones. And we
$5 at Target.
Yeah, we used those for clothes. We didn't buy a lot of food because we decided we'd just go shopping when we were down there. We live in a condo, so we don't have a plug. We just basically have a dead end in the road here that we can bring the RV to and get set up. So we had to make it as simple as possible. So thank you for the tote idea, because
that was great.
Oh my God! I mean, honestly, could we have used it before? We didn't really need to. We were in a house before. We had a Class A, and we could plug things in, load up.
As far as that goes too, in the past we would actually go ahead and set it up and go. And in a Class A, everybody's in their spots, moving around, doing their thing. In the fifth wheel, we're all in the truck pulling it. So you have like the totes. They can go in the bunk, or the what's it called?
The basement.
The basement. They can go in the crawl space.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We didn't have anywhere to keep it once we brought everything in.
No, everything was in the drawers at that point too. You know?
So it was easier with the Class. It was just different with the Class A. So that was kind of new. We've only had the fifth wheel for a year. So that was just like, duh, good idea.
Yeah.
So that's how we loaded up our clothes, what little bit of food we brought, because mostly we drove down, and brought snacks and foods and whatever, and we stopped to get dinners and lunches. We aren't using the RV for the travel the way that we used to the
motorhome.
The motorhome.
No.
Fifth wheel. So it's just different. Like we would sleep in it, eat in it, and do all these things. But in the winter, we don't have a generator, so we have no way to use anything. So that's changed a lot for us as well. So really, I guess lesson 2 is just overall that whole organization factor as far as using the totes. So it was genius. It made it so simple. Like 8 totes there was 5 of us going down. One flew, one of our kids.
Oh, and these totes were also used this year for Christmas presents and everything too.
Yeah, we had a lot of things to bring. We brought presents. We were doing the whole Christmas thing down in Florida.
Got a tree and everything.
Yeah, we got tree, decorations. We went for it. We wanted to just not miss anything, So that was huge. So that made a huge difference for us. So going down was pretty uneventful. Like,
it was great.
I know everybody across the country had crazy weather over the holidays. I guess we just couldn't have gotten a better window to travel down and back, kind of.
It snowed a little bit here when we left, but then
not bad though.
When we got to we stopped in South Carolina at a KOA for the night.
Yeah, we always go down our way down. Highly recommend
Point South
KOA in South Carolina.
Yamasee. I'm saying it wrong. Sorry. Near Paris Island.
Yeah, we've stayed there a few times. They let us come in late. We just slide in, usually between 8 and 10, depending on how our travel down went. We like to get most of the drive out of the way the first day. So
here's a different thing.
That's a big thing.
When our RV was winterized, and normally by the time we leave, it's not winterized. So when we got down there, we had to de-winterize it.
Yeah, the dealership recommended, since the weather was so cold, don't de-winterize it till you get to your spot, because honestly it was cold pretty much the whole drive down, and the pipes would have frozen again, and ka-ching, another $500
at least.
So we kept it winterized. So we just like use the gas station bathrooms, and like we usually use all that when we travel, use our own
bathroom,
the RV, but
just the bathroom.
Yeah, well, but the kitchen, like we would still have food and we could manage.
Yeah.
But we just had to, I guess, streamline our travel a little bit differently in a way, because it's cold.
It was really cold. So when we got there, I had to de-winterize it. So they gave me the filter that I normally would use. So I had to replace the whole house filter, put the plug in the hot water tank, and then run rush water till all the pink was gone. And that was the de-winterized part of it. There's probably more to it.
Yeah, and as soon as we like pulled in, we got to the KOA, pulled in, like that took you 5 minutes. It was not a big deal because it's dark. Everybody's kind of tired. We want to get to bed. I forget what time we got there.
We got there at 9:30.
Yeah, we left at
which was pretty good
in the morning. Got on the road. Yeah. Really, that was really good for getting all the way down.
I mean, it's pretty far.
To wherever the Yamasi. I'm sorry. Highly recommend it though. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
And had a great night's sleep and refreshed. We all got up, showered, had breakfast, and then what was it, about 5.5, 6 hours to get from there to
Orlando?
Yeah, we stayed in Kissimmee. We were not able to get into we had to change travel plans and all this stuff. So you really got to book. You know how we love to stay in Fort Wilderness whenever we go down and stay at Disney, even if it's just sort of our place we stay. We don't always do Disney per se. We use it as a good spot to land and stay, and it's fun. And then we do other things in around the area. But we could not get into Fort Wilderness because how long do you have to?
The year before we were going to go, right after Christmas, Kathy's like, hey, we should probably go for Christmas next year. And I'm like, that's a great idea. So we go and I call Disney like 2 days after Christmas to get a spot. And they're like, sorry, we're booked. And then they're like, call back. And I call back 4 more times. Finally, someone told me that it is 499 days out that they book. So for Christmas only, really, it's just Christmas. It's like it's crazy. A big deal.
So we booked for the next Christmas.
Yeah, we've got 2018 in the books.
Yeah.
But we wound up going to a Kissimmee, KOA in Kissimmee.
It was great. I mean, honestly, who's had a bad stay at? There's not many bad KOAs. They're all, we've had pretty good stays at KOA. It's pretty standard, and really we just needed a place to park and hook up, but it was great. Huge spots.
They're not all the same. No. And this was a very good one.
This was a very good one.
Yeah.
We used TripAdvisor a lot for when we're looking up stuff. Places we want to stay, places to go eat. I use it for everything. But for RV spots, it's a great way to do some research. So it looks like from the humidifier there's a fire behind me, but it's just a humidifier.
I see that. Look at that.
Looks like it's vaping. But what was I saying? I forget. I got sidetracked by the vaping over there.
It was a very nice KOA. They had a nice pool.
Oh yeah, and it had pull-throughs, which was really nice. Mm-hmm. And
the spots were big,
huge, level,
concrete. There was some premium ones.
I remember.
We used TripAdvisor.
Honestly, it was everybody's second choice for RVing. If you couldn't stay at at least what I saw.
Fort Wilderness.
If you couldn't stay at Fort Wilderness, you could stay. Happy to stay, and pretty much everybody I think that was at the KOA we couldn't get into Fort Wilderness, so this will do. And it was great.
It was great.
And I'll tell you what I loved about it. The pool. It had a pool, very nice sized pool. It had a great workout room. We used that. Enough of us I forget how many sites were at it, but if you look up Kissimmee KOA, it'll tell you how many sites and sizes they have.
It wasn't huge. I thought there was like
throughs.
48 or something. It wasn't.
Oh no, it's more than that because it went around and around those areas. But anyway, and it had a great pool, hot tub, and honestly, our kids are older now.
Oh yeah.
So it was a quiet pool area. Like there wasn't like a ton of kids jumping in, and I don't mind that when we go to Disney because you kind of go and you expect it. But it was really adult and fun, and the kids had a great time. I mean, our kids are all 15 to almost 24 now, so everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of stuff. What's crazy, though, that I found on this is, and I know this because our oldest son lives down there and we hear about it, like how bad the 4 is and how busy and everything takes you so long.
Oops.
That's why you get a tripod and we don't have one.
That was not expected.
That is so Neil. That is so Neil.
So
Neil just dropped the phone
I
that
dropped
we're recording
the camera
for those
video
on the podcast.
so,
It's classic. That is so you.
I was just thinking, the rides and the traffic and just...
It took to go 3 miles. We were only 3 miles away from Disney Springs. 40 minutes. It would take 40 minutes. Now, we live in Buffalo. It is not a metropolis. So 40 minutes means you've gone almost an hour away.
Yeah, Buffalo's like one of those...
You can get somewhere in 40 minutes.
When you're in Buffalo, it's
3
a
miles.
unique community that's designed so pretty much everything is 20 minutes from your house.
We don't have many traffic jams or
No.
anything. But it is a whole different... I mean, that is the downfall to being off property if you want to enjoy
Yeah, getting
Disney.
to property was tough.
Oh, yeah.
It was tough.
Like how many times you'd wait through lights, and it was, you needed a lot of patience, and I guess I just didn't expect that because we were like, oh, we're really close, it's gonna be great.
And then we're like, hey, let's go to Disney Springs, and we should just be able to we get a parking spot there. But it was really busy then. The ramps were all full. We're in a F-350 with an 8-foot bed and a lift package.
I mean, even to find parking, one of the
Valet.
first things we had to do was go, one of the first things we had to do was go to get groceries because we didn't bring any much food. And just to find parking, because it's pretty condensed. There's a lot of development going on in the area in Kissimmee and Orlando. And so, to try to park how long is it? 9 feet? Something
It's
like
an
that.
8-foot bed. So with the truck and we're probably around 13 feet long.
Oh my God.
When I go to the
we need
store,
a space and a half
when I go to the store,
in length.
it's a space and a half.
We don't have a dually, so it's not that we need the width, but you kind of do because it's huge. But yeah, so that was like some of the challenges. Anything else you can think of on the lessons on the way down?
On the way down? No. It was actually
Winterized.
And I'm glad we, after
learn
the
how to
$500, that was good. And
that
that'll
was
never
great.
happen again. But we'll never, that was the way down.
I mean,
was a piece
I know
of
some of
cake.
you out there are like, how stupid are those two?
Oh, they were dumb.
We're pretty
that was
dumb.
No.
But we...
No, I take this one.
Yeah, because
I take this one because you did say that. You did say,
I was nagging you for a week.
maybe
A
I'm
week.
like, yeah, look at the weather. It's good. And then it never got down to like less than 36. And then it still froze. Mm-hmm. So I always thought the freezing point was 32.
Okay, so, we learned something.
Never do it again.
Never do it again. We'll do something else, just not that.
Totally, but not this.
So yeah, the way down, other than that, was good. I mean, Neil always takes the truck and gets everything looked at, oil changes, whatever, before we go down. The trip, really, it was a glide down. It was great after that little snafu. Mm-hmm. The trip itself, we had a great time. Like, we got there the 23rd. So first thing we did was we set up the RV for Christmas, and that, I love decorating and art and all that stuff. So, and the kids are as bad with that I am. Like, we love to decorate. It's a big part of the festivities for us. So I brought a couple bins full of not just the gifts, but we had a little 3-foot tree.
It was cool. She made the RV look great.
It turned out really cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
You can only decorate it so much, but we put up, you can see on Facebook and on YouTube, we did a little video of like how we decorated a little bit and stuff like that. And we just, made it as homey as we could. On the 3-foot tree from the house, we had a bunch of those, those little like kind of 1-inch little Mickey head ornaments you can get at the Christmas store there at Disney Springs. I still want to say downtown Disney Springs. But we just did those. We had that many that we filled the whole tree with that. And just did all these other decorations. We got little wreaths, and like it just felt really homey. Then we decorate outside, and but we were I think ours was a little underwhelming. Like, I got a couple of those light show kind of things you can get nowadays that like they had Mickey heads. Remember we bought?
Oh
that?
yeah, we bought that ahead of time.
Lowe's.
Yeah, that was cool.
And like then we got to, and again, it's on the video. I have so much fun anyway. Like, not even at Christmas when we go to the RV parks and seeing what everybody else does outside of their site. And at nighttime I like to look inside their RVs too, see what they got going on.
That was our secret.
Everybody does it. I don't think it's just us. But like, people had it on point. Like, they had we had to go to Lowe's and buy some more to look half as good. We were lame. Yeah. We ended up getting like a Darth Vader. We got a couple more. People were putting those lights in the palm trees. They look so pretty.
So this was actually in some ways a prequel for next year, because next year, apparently at Disney itself, they do in the RV park at Fort Wilderness, they do it up.
Yeah, hook it up.
And we didn't. We did. By the time we left, it looked nice.
We got more to do.
Oh, yeah. But
it's a start. It's a start. You know how it starts at the house, and then it's crazy. Then you're like the crazy neighbor that has 5,000 lights.
Oh, you know.
I love the ones that, like, they put those, like, shiny, funky lights, and they put them up, kind of shining up on the palm trees. Like, I don't live where there's palm trees, so I didn't know that was an option. But it was gorgeous. It was just all these sparkly. Yeah. So we got some leftovers, because by the 23rd, there's nothing left. We bought 3 of them, and they didn't do, like, you had to get, like, the more expensive.
We did okay.
Light show thing.
Yeah.
I got plans for next year, so we did okay. It's just the beginning, though. So we decorated. We spent our first night, always when we're in Orlando, is we go to Kona at Polynesian. Had a lovely meal. And Christmas Eve, we did, where'd we go? Oh.
We went around and looked at all the hotels, which was really nice.
We did the monorail thing.
We did that, and then you got to see all the trees and all the decorations and all the hotels, and that was very,
that was
very
like
nice.
A dream of mine to like go around and see all that.
That was really nice.
And then we did Morimoto's for Christmas Eve dinner.
Christmas Day dinner.
Was that Christmas Day?
That was Christmas Day.
So what did we do Christmas Eve?
Kona.
Oh, it was Kona. That was right. The 23rd. Oh, we went out somewhere local. 25th we did. Oh, well, that's Christmas Day. So we had. We missed a day.
23rd was local,
and I forget the name of it.
It was Pig Floyd.
Pig Floyd's. Go to Pig Floyd's.
Floyd, very good.
Kissimmee or Orlando.
Yeah, it was a really good, like a barbacoa kind of thing.
So
it was
good.
Really good.
So Christmas Eve was Kona. Christmas Day. So Christmas morning we woke up. Santa
It was really cool to open presents in the RV.
It was.
Very cool.
And what's nice about the fifth wheel is there's just enough room and a living room space that we had the chairs all around, and it was really, really great.
Yeah, everybody was around. We used our convection oven and made quiche.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, it was just a good day. And Morimoto's. And then we spent the rest of the week just like we went back to, kids want to go back to Kennedy Space Center. We really enjoy going there. It's a great day trip. It's about 45 minutes to an hour.
We went to Cocoa Beach too.
But like to do Kennedy Space Center is fantastic.
That was
if you haven't been there in like the last 5-10 years, you are missing something. So when you go down there, and it's like not bad price-wise, way cheaper than Disney, but then so is most things. But it's worth the drive, and just to go spend, like, you really could use a couple days going there. But it left such an impression on the kids last time that they're like, we want to go back again.
Yeah,
so we
great.
did, and we had a really fun time. And just did like local stuff. So because we weren't on site, on property, so we did a little bit of Disney. We did just a couple parks, went out to Cocoa Beach. What else did we do?
Well, we went to
Epic
a lot. Burrito, I think it is.
And that was in Cocoa Beach.
That was good.
Shout out to Epic Burrito at Cocoa Beach. Everybody should go there. It's delicious. Great Mexican place. We had to go back also.
It was really good. Then we had like 2 days in the parks.
We just did Epcot and Magic Kingdom this time.
That was nice.
We just, we wanted it chill, and we did days just sitting by the pool at the KOA, and
that was good for everybody. This is the thing.
It was chill. It was nice.
What I've noticed now too is because the ages of our kids, they're adults. And almost, except, Olivia's 15, but she sure acts like she's
so
an
much
adult.
more mature now.
Right?
You can just have like a relaxing vacation.
They're also busy people. So like their lives are, like we think we're busy. They're very busy in their own ways. So for them to hang out, that was really nice too for them. They just had downtime. Yeah. And they were like, are we doing anything? No. Good. They just wanted to stare at the pool or just, and we had good weather. It didn't rain at all, and it was in the 80s in the beginning.
Of all the times, had we gone the week before or the week after, like I said, we had the best window to go there.
That was
totally.
Really good.
If we would have gone the week before or the week after, it was cold there. And we had 70 degrees pretty much. It gets chilly at night, which we knew. So we brought, a lot of different kinds of clothes because we didn't really know what to wear. In the day, we could wear shorts. At night, you need like a jacket or a sweatshirt or something, some jeans and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was great. So yeah, I don't know anything else about the week. Like we just did like a little bit of eating out.
Oh, we went to an outlet mall. That was nice.
Yeah.
We did that. Other than that,
relaxing.
it was, you know, honestly, it's just going to sound like so, like, of course, but it was just nice to spend time with our kids.
That's
and
what
just
we
to
went
spend
to do.
time with them, you know.
The holidays for us, we all have our own different spiritual beliefs, things like that. But really, the holidays for us are family time,
about
you
family.
know, and food. I love to eat food.
Lots of food.
Yeah.
Lots.
We did not lose out there at all.
No.
And there's great restaurants off property, and it's a lot cheaper. And there's 6 of us eating, so you know, imagine 6 people eating. We don't get a dining plan. Obviously, we weren't staying on property either. But when we take an RV, we do a lot of cooking ourselves, and we don't do the Disney dining plan. That's way too much money. So, you know, we just enjoyed. Ian now has been our oldest that lives down in Orlando, knows local cuisine, and
that
we
was
tried
nice.
places and half the price being off property and just tooling around, looking at Christmas lights, and it was just really relaxing. And so, yeah, I would do it again.
Well, we are next year.
Yeah, I mean, we already booked for next year. We're actually set to go back to Disney in 8.5 weeks today. A lot of Disney this year. And our daughter's going to go down in October for a cross-country meet. And yeah, we love Disney. But coming home, we had a little bit more of a challenge.
So coming home was different. So what we did is we stopped at Beverly Beach, another one of our favorite places,
Yeah.
and we spent New Year's Eve there.
Everybody's
and
got to
New
go
Year's
there
Day.
at least once. You park right up on the edge there, right overlooking the beach, and we really enjoy trying to get down there at least once a year.
We got to see Toral.
Hi Toral, if you're
Toral.
watching. Call and ask for Toral. Say RV Glamping Adventure sent you.
Yep, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
It's a family-run campground. They've been hit with a couple of hurricanes, and they've upgraded and made it look fantastic.
They just are on point there.
They're on top of it.
And they have a food truck. They used to have another one, but there's a new, it's called Chemos.
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian
Ooh,
kind of
good.
infusion though. It's a little bit of.
I mean, you can get a
little
spam
something.
sandwich.
Yeah, but their food, it's right there, and you could just go to the food truck and get food. Fantastic. There's great local restaurants in Flagler and like the Beverly Beach area. We just love it there. So we stayed there for a couple days after we were at the Kissimmee KOA.
And but the weather was like in the 60s.
It was a little chilly.
So we did some beach walking, but not our normal
With
80
shoes.
degrees.
It was a little
it was cold.
But it was the beach. Who cares?
And we bought before we left, we bought a like a pancake air compressor. I think it's called a pancake. It's either that or a waffle.
Like pancakes?
No.
Waffle? Are you
Anyways,
hungry?
I'm starving. Anyways,
I'm making lasagna. He smells lasagna.
we bought a air compressor. So Connor and I blew out the lines. We bought a blow plug, blew out all the lines, and got ready to go because we thought we were going to go and stay in a campground in Virginia that was open 365
On the way home.
On the way home, so like Northern Virginia. So and what wound up happening is as we left Florida, the winds were going good, and when we got to Georgia, the temperature went to 34. And when we got to North Carolina, it was 28. And when we got to Virginia-ish, it was like single digits. And there's a couple of things that happened. But as we're taking I've got it in cruise control, going up a very big mountain, the RPMs,
it's
dark.
about 7 o'clock at night. But we were doing fine all day. It was cold
great.
out, but we were making good time.
We're revving their RPMs.
You know what happened is I posted something on Facebook. I said, "Ooh, we're making good time. Everything's
Shouldn't have
good."
done that.
Jinxed us.
Never should do that.
I know.
So we're driving up this hill. I've got it in cruise control, so it's at 70. And RPMs are going like 3,500. It's pulling up there. Turbo booster's going. It's up there. And then signal comes on, reduced power, engine shuts off, and we're dead as we can go. Like we're like
But the
going
lights
uphill.
were still on, the heat was still on, but the engine just
engine was shut off. There was no power.
Yeah, all I know is I'm just sitting there. Neil's turn, he was driving, and all of a sudden he's like putting his flashers on, pulling over. I'm like, what's going on? It is very scary when you're in a big truck like that, 40-foot long fifth wheel,
and bigger
when
trucks
those trucks
passing
are
by.
flying by you, like it's like, like it is scary. I'm like, we are going to die.
So I turned the car off, and then turned it back on. Starts right up again.
We were praying.
So we started going.
I was finding religion.
About 2 more times this happens, and by the 3rd time, Kathy and I are like, we can't do this again because
this just kept happening.
If it shuts off and we can't start it, we've got two
Is
two
that
kids.
what we said?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But Kathy
Let's
said
talk about this. Let's really get into this. Let's dig into this.
I had a stubborn moment.
He was so stubborn. So it's like single digits.
We're just gonna go.
He had
Just
this like
go.
And maybe like you guys out there can understand.
This is what we do, guys, right?
He was just, don't even ask for like help. You are on your own.
We're doing this.
He was like, it happened. This whole thing of it shutting down, stopping, and it's becoming worse and worse, right? So we're like, all right. I go into like fix it mode. Okay, what do we do? Had Connor look up where's the nearest pilot or Travel Centers of America because they have engineers. This, mind you guys, is New Year's Day. Who is working New Year's Day?
We're looking for a diesel mechanic.
So, yeah, nobody was working. So we end up pulling off to this, was it Pilot? It was a Pilot.
Yeah, it was some sort of truck stop.
Somewhere in
Virginia.
Yeah. And anyway,
like south of Whiteville.
They end up sending us to this diesel place. This guy that fixes Lester's, and this guy fixes diesels. And
open till 11 o'clock, they said.
Yeah, so we're like, all right, whatever, we got to do what we got to do. You know, everything happens for a reason, though. So Neil got lost in a little, I don't even know, it's pitch black, mountainy, you know, it's Virginia area. He's thinking he can 3-point turn it out of it.
Well, before that, Kathy's like, it's right here. I'm like, no, that's just the side. They said it's down the road. And I'm like, no. And she's like, it's right here. I drove past it because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, so I was telling him where it was, and he just drove past it. So we had a little moment, and then he kept trying to turn around in a 40-foot long 3-point turn, like it was going to jackknife.
I was going to back it into
all I could imagine,
another road.
Stubborn guy
another
here.
Road.
All I could imagine was, how are we going to explain this to the cops when they have to come and get us out of this RV rolled over on some back place, woods place, because you passed Lester's when I told you where it was.
Stupid thing I've done number 2 on this trip.
Well, that's just what we're talking about. There's so many more. Anyway,
so we wound up.
All I know is Connor and Olivia at the one point are in the back, just like, you know, they just are like, just don't say a word.
No.
Anyway, we got out of it. We're like, because
we go back to the diesel place.
Yeah, we did talk to the diesel place. There was someone on the property, but they couldn't fix it, obviously. And, you know, thank goodness they couldn't, because what turned out was the next day we ended up going to a hotel. We got a hotel room. We stayed the night. Some of us got some sleep. Some of us were up every hour.
I can't sleep in hotels.
It's crazy. Anyway, so we got up the next day. We planned this, that we would be near a Ford dealership. We have a Ford F-350. And our feeling was it had been kind of like a sensor issue, a turbo booster issue, but something with the sensor. And that's what it sort of seemed to be. So
we went to the
dealership in Whiteville, I think. And
super nice.
Huff's Ford dealership. Huff's. Shout out to Huff, because we got there at 7:30. They agreed it was a sensor thing. They hooked it up to a computer. I was putting things on Facebook, getting advice from people. A lot of people had dealt with this before, and kind of, you know, whether it's a Ford issue or not, I don't know. We've had great luck with this truck. We love this truck.
So they hooked it up to their computer, said that it had happened, and didn't really know what it was because they thought the turbocharger was working great, and that thankfully everything was still under warranty, the diagnostics.
I was like, we are going to have to rob the bank.
They reset the computer, and we were good to go.
And so it was 100% covered. Warranty people, you've got to follow through. And these guys were so great. Yeah. Like, we walked out of there without paying a cent. And they had a nice place for us to sit. Yeah. But they took us in. They had other people and were able to get us in and out.
They told us when I walk in, we got there at 7:30. I'm like, okay, any chance you can see us? She's like, yeah, 10:30. I'm like,
but very nice.
Very nice. But she's like, this is what we can do. And next, I go to get breakfast. Connor and I go get some coffee and some breakfast. I come back. It's like 15 minutes later. The guy's at the truck working on it. He's
already with me.
So that was fantastic customer service. And then afterwards, she was actually very funny. And I said, you know, you knew. And she goes, I did. She goes, but I tell people just in case we can't. And I'm like, yeah. But they were super nice about it. They were
so nice. Like, I thought, we're going to be here all day. We're coming up with plan B because there was an Enterprise across the street. We're like, we are getting these kids home. You know, we were like, Neil's going to fly down,
go pick it up.
They said worst case scenario, they would need a part. It would take a couple days. Mm-hmm. We're like, okay. So what? My mind is like, so now what do we do?
Misfix it.
So what do we do? So I already had plan B by the time he came back with coffee and hush puppies or whatever you got. But they got us on the road. Whatever
hush
those
puppies.
Little, yeah,
hash browns.
They also called hush puppies.
No, hush puppies are the things you get like with Cajun food, like shrimp and hush puppies.
I don't know. Whatever.
Louisiana.
We're in the South. I don't know. Well,
Virginia.
So it's the South. So they got us on the road. We're out there 10:30.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Could not believe it.
Yep.
And we did have a few more issues. What we had to do was not put in cruise control. We really had to watch the PSI on the turbo booster.
So,
which is really great through the mountains.
So I've talked to people afterwards too. And
everybody on Facebook's like, what happened? What happened?
I've got a couple of patients that are diesel mechanics and know stuff, so we had conversations about it. And when we bought fuel in Florida, they don't use additives like we use up in the north for diesel. And diesel at a certain temperature at freezing gels. So there's a good chance that we bought it in Florida, we bought it in Georgia, and maybe again in North Carolina, but they don't use a gas additive like we use here.
This is our theory.
Well, this is what I've talked to people about.
I know.
So when it was pushing up, I'm going to take it, still have them look at it. But when it was pushing up the hill, the diesel couldn't it needs a lot of fuel to get the turbocharger engaged and keep it going. And then it was gelled, and it probably just was like clogged the fuel filter, and then the engine would just shut off. Mm-hmm. So when we went to West Virginia,
it's always something.
I put a gas additive in, drove better.
Right.
It drove a lot better.
Yeah, and then we got out of the mountains by the time we're hitting
and then it never happened again. So
yeah, and then it did stop. So I don't know if it's because we're out of the mountains. I don't know if it was this theory or not. Either way.
Number three
lesson.
Add a gas additive to your diesel engine when you leave Florida.
Yeah.
And North Carolina.
And it was extremely cold. Like it was single digits.
Which actually now going
freezing.
Backwards, had we made it to the Virginia KOA like we were planning on doing,
we would have died.
We would have, because it
frozen to death.
The RV would have never heated up in time. The pipes would have froze outside. We have a winter, like our Grand Design Solitude does have like heated basement, and it does keep the pipes heated. But from a point it would have never heated up in time, and we would have been freezing.
Everything really happens for a reason.
Yeah,
I truly believe that, because that extra 2-3 hour, 2.5 hours we were stuck in Virginia, being graciously taken care of by these wonderful people at Huff's.
Yeah. If anybody from Huff watches this, thank you.
Doubt it, but anyway.
No, you never know.
But I gotta say, in my real belief of like how the universe works, whatever it may be, the powers that be looked out for us, because we got there safe, and we basically avoided a blizzard in Buffalo by not getting home 2 hours earlier. We missed a blizzard, and we missed a massive 75-car pileup in the Buffalo area. And in fact, we just drove right through it and came home, and we were safe and made it home sound. So great. I mean, it's weird when you got to look at things that way, and that's just how we choose to look at it. But I couldn't have imagined trying to drive that RV through. That was like huge winds. It just kind of like whipped through Buffalo, and we missed it. We were really, really lucky.
We got lucky.
We got lucky in a lot of different ways, and that's just how we look at life. And you got to count your blessings,
Yep.
So great trip. We are definitely scheduled to go back next year, and we booked it for Fort Wilderness, so we're excited about that because that'll be a little different experience being there. But we're on another countdown to head down to Disney again in 8.5 weeks. So
we just like it there.
We really do, and we like it where it's warm, and we love it. And one of our sons is there, so we're gonna go down and visit again. And our son just walked in, and he's wearing shorts because it's 46 degrees in Buffalo. We should get a shot of that. Come over here. Who does that?
Look at those legs.
I didn't have clean
That's
jeans.
what people in Buffalo do. I'll bet you a lot of people here today had flip-flops on. That's what we do.
In Lewiston, there was a lot of old ladies with shorts on.
See, that's what we do here. So anyway, I'm sorry we haven't done a podcast in a while. We're going to try to do better. We'll do the best that we can. I don't know how often, but we're just going to really try to do, I don't know. We'll make the time, right? We'll figure it out.
I apologize for not doing these things. We've been busy.
Yeah.
But we do love doing them.
We do love doing them. And we love that people listen.
We appreciate you guys reaching out to us. Yeah. And when Kathy puts something out there.
Kick us in the butt every now and then and say, hey, come on, do a podcast. Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it.
You're still putting things on Facebook.
Yeah, please follow us on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I do a little bit on Twitter. I'm not so much on Twitter. I've been doing more vlogging and making sure things are going on our website. Which is www.rvglampingadventures.com. You find us on Facebook and Instagram under RV Glampers. Same with Twitter. just, find us. Let's share. We've made some great friendships out there, finding,
been
we've
fun.
gotten great advice and a lot of good sharing out there
Absolutely.
with the community. So we'll see you guys next time. We're definitely going to do a follow-up. We spent today at our Western New York RV dealer show, and we've got some kind of neat stuff that we saw today we want to talk about. So we'll be doing another radio podcast show / vlog,
journal, whatever.
But we'll see you guys next time. Have a great week.
Thank you. Bye.